Hey y'all, welcome back to Ukulele Wine Time. My name is Kathryn. Today we're going to learn how to play Misty on your ukulele. Let's do it. Ukulele Wine Time. In this video, I'm going to take you through all the chords that you'll need to play Misty in the key of A. We'll go through the different sections of the song, nice and slow, lining it up with the lyrics. We'll do a little bit of counting, so that's all connected. That'll help you be more confident when you play. We'll talk strumming, of course. I'll give you a couple different options, so wherever you're at, you can choose what feels best for you. We'll talk starting pitch if you're singing. We'll, of course, do a wine break because this is Ukulele Wine Time. And then we'll do a full song playthrough at the end so you can try the whole song out. By the way, this is not technically a beginner song. I would definitely put this more in the intermediate category. However, our members over in Ukulele Wine Club, which is the name of our online Patreon community, they voted for this song, so I'm happy to do it. If you're not sure what Patreon is, or maybe you've heard of it, you're still not really sure, it's an awesome way to support creators, whether it be writers, podcast creators, artists, and musicians for a very low monthly fee. And then you get in on the action. You get lots of perks for being a member. So Ukulele Wine Club comes with tons of stuff, classes each month, lots of bonuses from me, worksheets. So if you're interested, you can check that out in the link below. And again, it's a great way to support the creators that you love. So if you're one of my patrons, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And this one's for you. Like I said, so more of an intermediate song. Let's dive in. Before we start, a couple of important pieces of information. So we need the key, the time signature, and the form of the song. So let's start with the key. The original key, I believe it's E flat, and the composer is Errol Garner. And I went back and forth on the key, but I eventually landed on the key of A. I had to find a good crossroads between easier chords on the ukulele and a key that's actually singable because the range on the song is quite high. So I chose the key of A, so we might learn some new chords, but you got this. So key of A, time signature, we're in 4/4, which means we get 4 beats to a measure. So 4 is our magic number in music, and that applies to our heartbeat of the song. So we'll get more into that when we do counting. Form. So our form is AABA, and that means verse, verse, bridge, verse. So the good news is once you learn the A section of the song, you're like 75% the way through learning the song. And then I'll take it to the bridge, and then you just have one more A section. Let's start with the chord overview. Normally I put this at the end of my videos. However, we might have a bunch of new to you chords today, so I wanted to put this up front. So we're going to start with an A major 7 chord. Actually, I'm going to take this off. Kala sent me this really nice new turquoise strap. It's like my color, so I'm trying it out. All right. So we've got an A major 7, and I'm using my 2 middle finger and my ring finger for this one. And those are on the first 2 strings of the first fret. So right next to each other. So that's your A major 7. And that is also the key we're in. So key of A. Next, we're going to switch to an E minor 7. Okay, so I'm using those same 2 fingers and I'm moving them to the 2nd fret, middle finger on your C string, and then ring finger on your A string. That's your E minor 7 chord. Next, we're moving to an A7. That's a 1 finger chord, a first finger, first fret of your C string. So A7. Next, we have a D major chord. Okay, so that's 3 fingers straight across on the 2nd fret on your G, C, and E string with an open A string. That's your D major. Next, we have a D minor. Okay, so you can keep those first 2 fingers, your middle and your ring finger, stay in the same place. And now your pointer finger is going to come over to the first fret, to your E string. So that's D minor. For this song, we actually need a D minor 7, but D minor will work just fine. So if you want to make it a D minor 7, you can put your pinky down. Ooh. On the third fret of your A string. So if you want to add that nice little 7 in there. Then from there, and this is a nice pivot, so you're pivoting from, we're going to G7, so you can leave your first finger, and then these two fingers, same fret, come over to the second fret, C string and A string, that's our G7. Okay, and then we're actually going to take this same shape and move it over this way, same frets. Okay, move it over a set of strings. This is an F sharp minor chord. I'll tune that top string then. There it is. Okay. That's better. F sharp minor. We next need a B minor 7, so we're going to bar the whole second fret. And now if you need an extra, if you need some help to push down all those strings, you can use your middle finger as well. All right, so that's our B minor 7. Next we need an E7, so same fret, so second fret. And I want you to start thinking of these, a couple of these as pairs, because they're going to always go together in this song. So B minor 7 to E7 is one of our pairs. Okay. And it's helpful to start thinking of them in these little groups. So that this is a 2-5, what's called a 2-5 chord progression. We're doing a jazz song. That's a jazz chord progression. So then we're going to an E7. So let's start with our middle two fingers. So middle and ring. Second fret on your C and your A string. So this is the same as the E minor 7 shape. And then all you're doing, pointer finger, first fret, G string. So it's E minor 7, put your first finger down, then it's E7. Okay, now we've got a C sharp minor 7. Don't be alarmed. All we need to do is bar the fourth fret all the way across. There's our C sharp minor 7. And now here's another pair. So C sharp minor 7 goes with F sharp 7. And to go to F sharp 7, we're just going to slide up 2 frets to your 6th fret. So the one after the dot, dot is your 5th, there's your 6th fret. And then you're going to actually add your ring finger on the A string of the 7th fret. That's our F sharp 7. So you'll, every time you have the C sharp minor in the song, you'll go to an F, you'll follow it with an F sharp 7. Those are the chords in the verse, the first section. Now let's go to the chords in the B section. So we've already done our E minor 7. Oh, I want to show you this chord transition though. So we've got our E minor 7, right? Now, next we're going to an A7 flat 9. All you're going to do is slide the same shape up to the first fret. Ooh, cool sound. So E minor 7 to A7 flat 9. Those are the first two chords of the bridge. And then we've got a D chord again. Okay, that's the good news for the bridge. This next line, and we'll go over this in a minute, this is probably the trickiest part of the whole song. So stay with me. So let's look first. We have a D sharp minor 7 chord. Oh my gosh, that sounds hard. It's not. It's not as hard as it sounds. So let's go. It's a D minor shape, but you're going to play it with different fingers. So if you're really familiar with D minor, just kind of take a look at that shape. And we're actually going to move it up a fret. However, we need to play the first fret A string. So what we need to do is switch our fingers. So you're going to switch your fourth finger, your ring finger and your pinky, okay, to the third fret, G and C string. Your middle finger is going to come on the second fret of your E string, and then your first finger is going to stretch up there, first fret, A string. So that's your D sharp minor 7 chord. From there, stay with me. This is a thing that you're going to want to practice. So you got our D sharp minor 7. Now we're going to talk about the transition to the next chord, which is G sharp 7. So your middle finger is going to stay put. These two fingers are going to make the G shape, and then your first finger is going to come all the way across, first fret, G string. Ooh, all right. And sorry, that's not the G shape, that's the G7 shape. So G, they're both triangles. So G7 is here, if you're familiar with that chord, but we're moving it up, but we need to stretch across to our first fret up here. So we're going to use different fingers. So middle finger, second fret, E string. Your ring finger and your pinky are on the third fret on your C string and your A string. And then your first finger is on the first fret, G string. Okay, that's our G sharp 7. And then from there, we're going to pivot, but you have an anchor each time. So your ring finger is going to stay where it is, and you're just going to bar the second fret. Ooh, okay, that one was easier. So those 3 chords, the D sharp minor 7 to the G sharp 7 to the B7, that's a good little chunk to practice there. Cool. And from there we are back to our C sharp minor to F sharp 7, and then, which is one of our pairs, right? And then we have B minor 7, which we've already covered, to E7, and those are all of the chords in the song. We made it. Let's put those chords we just learned together with the lyrics. So our first 4 chords, we have A major 7, E minor 7 to A7, D major. Let's try that with the first phrase of the song. So I always like to line up the lyrics with the chords. So we've got, look at me. So on the word me is our A major 7 chord. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. So helpless is on our E minor 7. Kitten is on our A7. It's not a word I usually have to line up, kitten. And then maybe with my kid students. And then tree is on D major 7. By the way, if you want the chart, I've linked that below. It's available to my patron community, Ukulele Wine Club. So definitely check that out below. It has the whole chart / notation so you can count and the lyrics lined up with the chords. Okay, so let's keep going. Our next couple chords. So we've done, look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, and I feel like I'm clinging. So on the word clinging, we hit our D minor 7. And again, you can use regular D minor, or you can do D minor 7, which is a really nice sound. Clinging to a cloud. So cloud, we hit G7. I can't understand. So can't, we hit our A major 7. And then the stand of understand, we're on our F sharp minor 7. I get misty just holding your hand. Okay, so let's break that down and we'll put it all together. Misty is on I Get Misty, our B minor 7. Holding is E7, holding your, and then hand lines up with our C sharp minor. And then we've got 2 beats each on these chords, C sharp minor, and then to F sharp 7. Here's our pairs that I mentioned in the chord overview, then to B minor 7, and then to E7. And that's the A section. We're going to put that all together, but that's the same with one variation that's easier. So don't worry. That's the same for the first verse, the second verse, and then the last verse. So you are now 75% through learning the chords, the sections of the song. Let's put that together nice and slow. Here's our starting pitch. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. And I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. 1, 2, 3. Walk my way. Here's our second verse. And 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello. That music I hear. I get misty the moment you're near. Okay, and here's where it's a little bit different at the end of verse 2. We're just going to stay on an A chord. And actually, I don't know that I showed the just regular A chord. We did the A major 7, but here we can land on a just A major chord, and that's your peace sign fingers. So middle finger, 2nd fret, G string, and then first finger, 1st fret, C string. So that's just our A major chord. All right, there's verse 1 and verse 2. Let's count this. And I'm going to count the first, what we'll call the first ending, where we do the C sharp minor 7 to the F sharp 7. Well, I'll count that first verse, which will be the same as the last verse. So here we're going to count it. And we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll put that on screen for you. So you see the chord on beat 1, and then there's a slash for the beats that follow it. So in this song, the chord is either landing on beat 1 or beat 3. So some chords you'll hold for 4 beats, some chords you'll hold for 2 beats. If you've got the chart in front of you and you can put your ukulele down actually for a second and point to the chords and count along with the slash notation, that is a very good thing to do. So I'm going to do the count in, and I'll sing the pickup so you can hear where the melody starts, but then I will be counting. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and I feel 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. On my way. And then we're into verse 2. Great work counting. That's always such a good thing to do to really get to know the song. Yes, it takes more time. This is not a learn it in 5 seconds kind of YouTube channel. If you know, you know. Okay, let's move on to the bridge. Okay, so we're ending verse 2 with get misty when the moment you're near. Don't you know that you're leading me on? But it's just what I want you to do. Okay, so that's our first half of the bridge. We go from E minor 7 on the word leading. Hold that for 4 counts. And then, don't you know that you're leading me on? And then you play your A7 flat 9. But it's just what I want you to do. So on the word want, that lines up with our D major 7 chord. Just a side note about the way I'm lining the chords up for the song. In the nature of jazz is that there kind of are no rules, like especially with phrasing. So I'm lining these up in a very basic melodic way. But if you go listen to recordings of this, are the singers going to be singing this on the downbeat? Heck no. And I highly recommend checking out these different versions of this song. Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Johnny Mathis. I even found a really interesting country version that apparently won a Grammy. It's Ray Stevens. So anyway, that's my side note, just to say that we're lining up the lyrics here to learn the song, but then later you might want to sing the words in a different place, and that's awesome, and you should. You could. Okay, let's keep going. So that's our first line of the bridge. Now we're moving into, this is the toughest part of the song, y'all. So we've got our D sharp minor 7. So yeah, let's check out those chords again. So we've got D sharp minor 7 to our G sharp 7, B7. Okay, and let's get our melody back. So, don't you know that you're leading me on? But it's just what I want you to do. Can't you tell that I'm hopelessly lost? So hopelessly is on our D sharp minor 7. Lost. That's why I'm following. So our G sharp 7 is in the middle of those two lines, and then on following we hit our B7. Following you. There's our pairs again. So on U we hit our C sharp minor 7. U, and then to F sharp 7, and then B minor 7 to E7. And that's the bridge. Let's actually count it first, and then we'll put the whole bridge together. So here's counting for the bridge. Starting with the E minor 7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Stay there. 1. Okay, think ahead. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're into the last verse. Da, 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 da. Okay, here's the end of verse 2 going into the bridge. I get misty whenever you're near. Here we go. I get misty whenever you're near. 2, 3, 4. Play that chord again. Don't you know that you're leading me on? 4, 1. But it's just what I want you to do. Stay there. Can't there we have it. That's the bridge going into the last verse. Let's take a quick look at the ending of the song. So we just hit our verse 3. On my own will I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove. I'm too misty and too much in love. You can end it there, or you can add a tag. You can tag the ending. So what you would do there, instead of just playing the too much in love, ending on an A major chord on the word love, you would do misty and too much in. We would go to this comes back to our pairs. So our C sharp minor 7 to F sharp 7, and then our B minor 7 to our E7, then finally to A major 7. Here's what that would sound like. I'm too misty and too much in love. I'm too misty and too much in love. Or you could also end on the A major 7. Okay, so that's kind of doing a nice extended ending so you can milk it a little bit and it's not such an abrupt ending on this beautiful song. So that's called tagging the ending. Let's talk strumming next. So you can just play, I've just been playing a simple downstroke on using my thumb, or if you're more comfortable using your first finger, you can absolutely do that as well. And you can do that once per chord, and that would be beautiful and sound great if that's where you're at. If you want add a little bit more rhythm, you can always add more downstrokes. Look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, and I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. And this is where the counting really comes in handy, because you'll see on your chart the chords that last for 4 beats versus the chords that last for 2 beats. So the ones that last for 4 beats get 4 downstrokes, and the ones that last for 2 beats get 2 downstrokes. So that's another way of adding more rhythmic variation. You could also try, so here's another strumming pattern option for you. You can try a down, down, up. Once again, that's down, down, up. And on the chords that you hold for 4 beats, you would do that pattern twice. And on the other chords that you hold for 2 beats, you do that pattern 1 time. So here's what the first line would sound like with that. Look at me, down, up, down, down. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, down, up, down. I feel like I'm down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay, so that's that strumming pattern. And of course, you can always leave off the last up of that pattern. So down, down, up, down. For example, down, up, down. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Ooh, I gotta push that bar down a little harder. There we go. I'm a huge fan of what I like to call creative strumming. So that is mixing and matching your strumming patterns to add a little more contour to your whole song. So it has building energy. Maybe it has a climax on the bridge and then you come back down for the last verse, or however you want to plan your cover your version of this song to make it unique to you and your musician's voice. And then again, if you are practicing and you are playing around with rhythm and you find another strumming pattern that you like that's different from these, amazing, go for it. You know what your ears like, and you have my permission to get creative with your strumming patterns. Starting pitch, so we are in the key of A major, and your first chord actually has all of your first pitches in it. So starting from your open E string, and then you can play up your strings. So that's an E to a C sharp to a G sharp, which is the major 7 of that chord. That makes it the A major 7. Look at me, but that one's just an octave above unless you've got the low G string. Look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. So and then if you're curious, that is the 5th of the chord. So that's our home base. Do, that's A. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Our solfege is so, mi, ti. Or the chord, the notes of the scale are 5, 3, 7. And there you have your starting pitch. Oh yes, it's time for our wine break. So I want to say thank you for being here and cheers to you and your creativity. And cheers to my patrons for picking this song. If you didn't know this about me, which many of you probably don't, I'm primarily a vocalist and I went to jazz school. So if you're like, Kathryn, why do you know about all these jazz chords? It's because I went to jazz school and I love playing and singing this style of music. So thank you for this awesome choice. Let me know if you want to hear more songs like this. I'm happy to do them. Once again, not a beginner song. Y'all have gotten me doing lots of challenging songs, like we just did Girl from Ipanema, which was so much fun, but I say keep them coming. I'll keep dishing them out if you guys want to keep learning them and playing this music together. So cheers to that. If you're enjoying this tutorial, I hope that you cheers the like button below and subscribe to my channel for more ukulele wine time. It says ukulele resources for beginners and intermediate players, but we do lots of fun stuff here. I also just started a 5-minute practice exercise series, which my patrons also voted for, which I'm really excited about. I just released a rhythm one, which I'll put here, which would be a great one to practice in at the same time as Misty, so you can really work on counting. And then the counting exercises I do in that video, you could actually apply to the chords in this song. So hey, there you go. You could try that. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you guys something. This is gonna be the longest video. Okay, I always like to look up the song. I just like to read the Wikipedia page of the song that I'm doing. And the Misty Wikipedia entry is fascinating. So first of all, it takes you through all the different versions, which the Sarah Vaughan version was actually the one that people started hearing to be like, oh my gosh, this song is awesome. I mean, of course, Errol Garner recorded it first. That's a beautiful piano version. So definitely check out, all the other versions if you're interested. And then there is a movie called, and maybe you've seen it, I had not heard of it, called Play Misty for Me, a low budget film with Clint Eastwood. So it was so 1971, Clint Eastwood directed it. It was his directorial debut. And he also starred in it. And then Jessica Walter was his co-star, and it was her first, is that true? Her first film? And she's awesome. May she rest in peace, but Jessica Walter. So I just thought that, and it was nominated, it got a Golden Globe nomination. Oh, she did for Best Actress. Anyway, I just went down this rabbit hole and I found it so interesting. And now I got to go see this movie. Let me know if you've seen it. I need to know. Play Misty for me. Okay. On that note, I will close that rabbit hole. It is time, y'all, for our full song run through. So we're going to take it AABA whole way through the song. I will do that tag at the end. Look up at me at the end for the ending. I will kind of lead that with my head. Always good to have eye contact with the other people in your band. We're in a band. And let's see. Oh, let's talk intro really fast. What can we do for an intro? Last four measures is always a good standard for an intro. So let's do that. So we'll do A, F sharp minor, B minor, to E7, to A, 2, 3, 4, and then B minor, 7 to E7. Look at me. All right. I think we're ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, and I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, that music I hear. I get misty the moment you're near. Don't you know that you're leading me on? But it's just what I want you to do. Don't you know that I'm hopelessly lost? That's why I'm following you. On my own, will I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove. I'm too misty and too much in love. I'm too misty and too much in love. Oh, beautiful job. I almost lost it on that tricky part on the bridge. How did you do on the bridge? So, and did you follow me on the tag at the ending? That's something too that you can stretch out and kind of really make that your own. Find a timing there that feels good for you for the end of the song. Once again, my name is Kathryn. Thank you so much for learning Misty with me today. I'm so glad you're here. If you found this tutorial helpful, please cheers the like button below, and I hope you subscribe for more ukulele wine time. I'll see you soon. Cheers. Ukulele wine time.